For a small town, Lanesboro certainly has a lot going on. It's known for its trails, fishing, and canoeing. It's also known as a center for the arts. Several Minnesota artists and actors call Lanesboro their home, and several more have used Lanesboro for their inspirations. We took a trip to Lanesboro to learn about its appeal.
It's hard to walk from one block to the other without having a conversation with someone.
You can't walk down the street without having at least 3 or 4 conversations about, I think you guys should think about this, and that all ties into the buy-in and the ownership that the community has.
So depending upon the day, it can take an hour to get from the gallery to the post office and back, just depending upon how many people you're going to run into.
Yeah, you can't get 50 feet without somebody stopping you and wanting to participate.
In 2014, the City Council passed a unanimous resolution declaring the whole town an arts campus. It didn't seem like a big deal at the time, but it was really the first small town in America to make such a proclamation.
The Lanesboro Arts Campus is like a multi-layered artistic experience where walkability and really these different pearls or assets are really just a part of that are woven in. When you kind of take that broader view about what is art or design, the possibilities are really unlimited about as far as how you can use art to overcome challenges and move the community forward.
I'm Erin Lavelle. I'm a public artist. I live in Minneapolis, and I'm here in Lanesboro doing an artist residency. My project is called Something Good, and it's an experiment in radical generosity. And I came here in the spring, and I had a series of community discussions where we talked about value and generosity and the reasons we give. And then I followed up by asking residents to give me something good and the story that accompanied it out of a spirit of radical generosity. And what I mean by that is giving joyfully and not worrying about what happens to the object in the future. I had never been to Lanesboro before April. I wanted this project to happen. I did it once in Minneapolis at home, and it was an experiment and it was successful there. And I thought, I bet this could happen in a rural environment in a more meaningful way because you're exchanging goods between neighbors that may know each other. And so I applied for a bunch of residencies, and this is the first one that accepted my project. So that's why I'm here, and I love it.
And view artists as community builders, culture bearers, problem solvers. The real magic is just people coming together and thinking creatively.
And I think that Lanesboro Arts really helped lead the way in terms of visibility and marketing, and really promoting the positive aspects of the community, and specifically what arts and creativity can bring to a community profile.
A lot of projects will be just that relationship building or maybe a temporary installation or project. I think that one of the unique things about Lanesboro is that it's such a inclusive place, a welcoming place, and projects like that really help foster that sense of community.
It's about experiencing something that's creative, that touches people, and I think that's why at its best it can have so much impact on community. It can bring out the best in people and the best in people's hopes and dreams for the future.
If I could share anything about my art, little insights about who I am with my art, I'd say that water has always been that thing that it's a safe zone for me. It's created comfort and release, and it's just the best place. It's always felt like home. With my work, I've always tried to express that joy I feel in the water and that comfort. And when I see it, it makes me feel like I'm being hugged sometimes, or it makes me remember the joyful parts of my life. Especially in this show, it's very nostalgic. It reminds me of my childhood and, getting out and just feeling, never wanting to get out of the water. Those nights that, the sun goes down, you start to get cold and you're like, finally I have to get out of the water. So I got involved with Lanesboro Arts after I had a show at the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. They had seen my work and thought, hey, maybe this might be a really good match down here. So I applied, and then we got going.
We have people, all kinds of people of all ages that come into the gallery, and many people are, oh, I'm not an artist, I wouldn't know what to do about it. And we talk about the symbiotic relationship between the maker and the viewer, and how, we make the work and then we send it out into the world and hope that someone will appreciate it. Also, this concept of syncretistic vision, where you can be in any field, and if you can learn that flowing way where one thing leads to another without any preconceived notions, it will help you in any field. And coming into an art gallery and talking about that concept is helpful to people in all walks of life. So we're all about making the arts as big and influential and accessible as we can.
The youth education programming that we do is, it's not focused on fine art material specifically. We use a lot of recycled materials as well. So a lot of those pieces people might not normally think of as art, but then put in different places creates this place or this excitement and really revitalizes spaces in town. So that's pretty special.
When you ask folks, what they think public art is, they think about murals and they think about sculptures and statues and those kinds of things. I would say they're visionaries in the way that they approach these residencies, and I'm really grateful that the town welcomed me and my creative exchange and storytelling project as art, and that people really embraced that.
We're all here for a lot of the same reasons, that really the people are what really light up the town. And my favorite thing about living in Lanesboro and working in Lanesboro is just listening to people and hearing their stories intergenerationally, from people that are older, that are established and that have been leaders in this community, to our youngest kids that are in schools that are leaders in themselves with their joys throughout town. I think they fill me with so much energy that I get to give back through my job and engage people in the ways that they want to get involved in, so that's awesome.